Good morning, everybody, and it is early. This is one of my. I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off Saturday and Sunday, so I got some time here. Gonna do a short podcast here. Was gonna go over several things. I want to talk more about the generation of gaming and how I believe we've had a really good generation of gaming, and how I am. Me from the beginning of it on how I've looked at it from how it's going right now and the way I see it right now. So I'll simply say shout out to everybody here. Make sure you hit the like button, share button. If you're listening now, I appreciate you live. It's early. We'll keep it clean. I know a lot of people may be on their way to work or listening elsewhere. No problem. So welcome to the podcast. And I haven't been on and done my own one for about a week. That's about what the pace that I'm keeping right now with everything that's going on. I may do this again Saturday morning. This is kind of what you would call a kind of an off period, a dead period, even if you want to call it that. We'll go ahead and get started. But the big news, there's two stories. There's one developing. And then we have the things that went on with Sony. So we'll look at Sony's financials, and I left a nice descriptive detail in there. And a big shout out to Sick Humor. He talked about this yesterday as well. So let me see if I can pull this on up here. And I got this from Shinobi. So shout out to Shinobi. I just copy and pasted it. I was at work yesterday when Sony was releasing their financials, and I have stock in Sony, so my stock went up, and so I'm happy with the financials. Now, was it a mixed report? It is somewhat. It's still about 80% positive. However, just trying to find my own podcast here. Here's that one. Okay. And let me do this. Okay, I'm just waiting for. Oh, there it is. More. Okay. So, but we'll go ahead and start with Sony's their Q report, their Q4 report that just came out. Now, remember, this is not bringing in what Grand Theft Auto can and cannot do because they don't have enough early numbers on what Grand Theft Auto is going to do for PlayStation. So, but you can see right here, Hiroki Titoki, that name rhymes. That's hilarious. So, he has said that his quote is that PlayStation business is doing extremely well. He said, and this is amazing, PlayStation 5 sold 18.5 million consoles in FY24. 2.8 million in Q4. They have reached total sales 77.8 million. Now, how do they calculate the sales? They calculate it based on how many, and everybody knows this. They base this on how many are ordered for the stores. That's it. So if the store orders, if you call Sony, if you work at Best Buy, and you look at your par list, and your par list is you're supposed to keep 50 PlayStation 5s and 20 PlayStation 5 Pros. And you come in and you do the order and you get to the PlayStation and instead of having 50 PlayStation, you have 30. Well, you're going to order 20 more. Sony counts that 20 as a sale. So, because again, they're selling it to Best Buy. All Best Buy is doing is keeping it stocked. That's it, Revenue 31.5 billion. They hit 30 billion in revenue, I think, for the first time ever. 9% increase year to year. The operating income, that profit increased 43% year over year. That's 2.8 billion. Okay. The software sales, those are the games that you all swear aren't here. The software sales, again, I'm repeating things that you guys are saying. The software sales, that is the physical games that you are playing, that is up 14% to 17 billion. All right. Now that attributed to an increase of third-party sales, and that includes things I was going to say Stellar Blade, but things that came out in the fall. A lot of that stuff did well. Until Dawn, even though that studio closed, they made money off of Until Dawn. Also, the Until Dawn movie cost $14 million to make, and it's made $52 million. So, and it's about to hit the I think it's about to hit the secondary market, and I still think that will come to Sony in the fall to Sony motion pictures. So if you have PlayStation Ultimate, you can just download that and watch a bunch of Sony movies. They have all the Spider-Man movies. They've got a bunch of stuff on there. You may want to check it out. Okay. So first-party sales declined from 39.7 million units to 28.9. Said here that FY24, that's the end of business last year, we saw Astro and Lego Horizon, Spider-Man, and Helldivers 2 the year before. So it is what it is. So Astro which I think won Game of the Year, and Lego Horizon, I don't think Lego Horizon did the big number they thought. They think it's going to do a good number now that there's another Switch coming, and that's going to be, apparently Sony's going to help push that with Switch. Shout out to you, Outside Gaming Night, here early. For me, it's early. Shout out to you, Dawn. Shout out to the Ice Queen. It's about, 1 o'clock over where Ice Queen is? Okay. So, next is gaming services. Okay. Revenue down 3% to $7.1 billion. Profit down 12% to $623 million. So they went down from $7 billion to $630 million. All this was projected for them to happen to them in the fall. But remember, they did a bigger number in the fall than they thought. So they overperformed in the fall. And this report's coming in right where they said it was going to be. What it looks like. Hardware revenue dropped 6%. Network services, including PS Plus, increased 23%. So, okay. What that says to you guys is that they sold less. So this correlates with this up here. But you all spent more money on what you already had. So maybe you switched from the base version of PlayStation Plus up to the medium version. You may have bought more things online through their store. All right, so that's what that is saying. That's actually, that's almost a push, but you cannot get over the 23%. That is a big number. Monthly active users, or MAUs, which they've been tracking for years, increased 5%. So they now have 124 million active users. So that's individuals that are on the PlayStation that are actively using the devices, actively using the store, actively buying things. They're just on there, okay? So, and then it says here, 2025. This is now, we're into this year now, okay? 2025, they are expecting revenue. They are expecting the revenue to go down six to around 6.5%. So you have to remember that number, because if they report that it went down 6% or 5.7%, they're going to say, oh, they did better than their projection, and this is going to cause people to what? The stock will increase, right? All right. So it's supposed to go down to $29.2 billion due to decrease in hardware sales and foreign exchange rates. This is all, again, I want to make this clear. This is all put in. This is, as they would say, this is baked in. This is all so far good news. It's not, I'm going to make this clear, the revenue being down is not good news, okay? However, the network services increased 23%, monthly active users increased 5%. So those are good numbers, all right? Says profits will decrease from $8.8 billion to $8.2 billion due to tariffs. So they're taking a hit, but they're not taking a major hit in their projections, okay? So it expects first-party games growth. This is this year. Ghost of Yotei, Marathon, Destiny, and they have Death Stranding 2 up there, which technically they're counting it as a first-party game, even though it's made by a third party, Kojima. So I would have to ask for clarification. So, but I do know that when they say they have a marketing deal or they're helping make the games, that they treat those studios like first party. But I think that's just kind of I think that's a little bit technical. That to me is a little bit trash. All right, so that's just my opinion. All right, it says expects to ship 15 million PS5 units through 2026. That's next year, next March, bringing the total to 92.7 million consoles. Wow. You have to remember, this is before Grand Theft Auto 6 launches. So it says here, Sony working to mitigate impact of tariffs, diversifying production, stockpiling consoles in U.S. So this confirms the report that you got when they said Sony was putting more things in the United States. They're putting more consoles. So I don't know if you've seen those big old crate containers that are at the docks. They're orange, blue, green, red, whatever, white, brown. Those have PlayStations in them. They are just sitting on the dock. That way they don't have to make it. They don't have to produce anymore. They can just say, oh, we've got this stock out in San Francisco. We got this stock in New York. We got it in New Jersey. We have to ship it to where it needs to go, but we don't have to create it. They also released a statement saying that they're open to building PlayStations in the United States. Like they are actively looking into that number. So they may be creating jobs. We have to wait and see. Again, forecasts do not include GTA 6. We talked about that as it's been delayed out of 2025. So fiscal year 25 is not going to be here. It won't be here till fiscal year 26. Remember, it's a May release, allegedly, because they could push it back again. So now, if it gets delayed in May of 2026, if it gets moved again, that is an official delay. They simply pushed it out of 2025 into 2026, which everybody thought that's what they were going to do anyway. So you're on 150 milligram tablets. So you have to take one tablet from one box and one from another box. Oh yeah, that's yeah, I can appreciate that. Don't feel bad. So, but yeah, you're up early, Don. Oh, you got an appointment? All right. Well, definitely praying for you, Don. Just keep it up. I mean, it's all you can do. We do it day by day. It will eventually, you just take your time. You take your time. Also, we have a dono war. We need one donation of $1 because it wouldn't let me put $0. And so the goal is to get $1. If not, it's fine. The dono goes to Mind's Eye, which I shout out to you guys last week. You all paid for about 50% of Mind's Eye, so I'm gonna buy it. So maybe that dollar goes to Baby Steps or Forza. maybe, right? Because I love the fact with PlayStation. This kind of get into what I'm talking about this generation. With PlayStation, you can go ahead if you want to. You can buy Gran Turismo, and then you can turn around and play Gran Turismo for an hour, and then you can turn around and you can play Forza Horizon for another hour. Two different games. You're driving. They're both driving games, but Forza is the best game at what it does, the arcade style racer. There's nothing, as I said before, it was going to sell well, and it did, because PlayStation does not make a game like that. There is nothing like Forza Horizon on PlayStation. I've been saying that for over a year, at least a year. So shout out to everybody that's been listening to those OGs and know what the truth is, right? Sony could go up on its price. This is a reality that they talked about during their meeting. So we do have to talk about this because they said it was going to possibly happen. And if they say it's going to possibly happen, you better start getting it ready. Okay? You better start getting it ready because that means it's going to happen. So let's see here. PS5 price increase. So we'll just go here to trying to see the as you go to Polygon here. Shout out to Polygon. And we're going to go here. I have to bring this box down. No, wrong. Nope, screen capture. That's right. Alrighty. As you can see here, Sony considering all options in face of tariffs, even making PS5 in the U.S. Price increases are a possibility, but Sony has a 3-month stockpile first. So they're giving you 3 months to get it ready. That's what this means. So you have June, July, August. So September 1st, if there's a price increase, I don't want to hear it because I'm not talking to you all like kids anymore. I'm talking to you all like grown-ass adults. And you all better, this is if you want a PlayStation, okay? I'm going to make that clear. If you want a PlayStation, you better go ahead and get one in the next 90 days because there's going to more than likely be a price increase on this console. So for you all who have PS4s, and there's still a crap ton of people with PS4s, you better go ahead and transition even if you have to finance it, which I've said before, nothing wrong with you financing. However, you need to get it paid off in 89 days. Don't wait till the 90th day. Go ahead and get it ready. I mean, I told you all to get it ready. This is why I don't feel sorry for you, okay? I've said that before. All I can do and all I'm willing to do is say, hey, look, here's what's going to happen down the road, so you need to go ahead and be getting it ready. So, and that's what you all should have done. I'm talking about for the ones who still want to game, the ones on PS5 who are transitioning. So if you don't transition in the next 90 days to a PlayStation, it may go up in price. So if you can't afford one now, you probably won't be able to afford one in the future. I'm just letting you know. So, but I'm glad that Sony is giving you a 3-month. I didn't see the 3-month thing. So you got 3 months. You got 3 months, and God knows what it's going to go up to. So I'm not going to speculate on that. I mean, I heard people saying it's going to go to $850. That's the Pro. I've heard people saying that the base PS5 is going to go to $549 to $599. So again, if you want to use those numbers, that's fine. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen because I don't know what the number is going to be. I can also tell you that Xbox has approved its next hardware generation. It's done. They're going to start. Their goal is to get their console out before the PS6. So just letting you all know. So if you're interested in the Xbox hardware, you need to start getting it ready. I mean, because it's going to cost you. Now, there'll be trade-ins. Okay, you can trade in your PS4, PS5, or your Xbox One S or X and probably get a couple $100 off. That will help offset. But I have said before that I know some people that took their PS4s in to the local GameStop, and I think they gave them $210 in-store credit on their PS5 Pro. So they walked out with that Pro at about $480. So they got it for under $500. And that's what they were aiming for. They got it for like one guy walked in there, he had $550. He's like, if this don't get it for me, then I'm just gonna keep my PS4, and he got one. So, and he didn't buy one game. I want to make this clear. He didn't buy any games for it yet. He's simply just playing what's in Plus. So he's playing like the old MLB The Show. He has Plus and he has EA. So you all know when you have Plus, you get all the Assassin's Creed games. So he's playing like Valhalla, and he's playing Valhalla, and he hasn't bought any PS5 games. It came with Astro Bot, so he did say he's enjoying Astro Bot. So again, I'm just letting people know. So yeah, all this stuff is going to go up. And PSVR, shout out to Boycott Activision. Yeah, PSVR is already expensive. So you're looking at that very well may be priced out of the market. Because right now, I don't know how much one is right now. I bought mine at $449. I know it did come down like 3 weeks after I bought mine. It came down to $399, and it did sell out. So I don't know what that's going to be. But if you're interested in PSVR 2, then you better go ahead and go get one in the next 90 days. Now, PSVR 2 may not go up because I think there's plenty of stock, but don't rely on that. Go get one. This is if you want one. So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah, go ahead and donate $1. That will take the goal, and you will be the official sponsor of the podcast, Outside Gaming. Go ahead and light it up if you want to. I've always said that I don't think grown men should ask other men for money, but if you want to go ahead and hit the button, I'm not going to deny your dollar. That'll be enough for me to go to Speedway and get me a 89-cent drink. Shout out to you. You can sponsor my Speedway drink today if you want, or anybody else can if you want. That's what it is. We'll do the $1 donation to sponsor a Speedway drink. All right. So I just want you all to understand what is going to happen this summer with these gaming prices. And we've already seen, didn't Sony say the games are going to go up to $80? I mean, is that true? Let me see if I can pull that article up here. Let's take this article down. Let me go over here. Let's see here. Let me go. PS5 game price increase. Okay. No, it doesn't look like that is true. Doesn't look like that's true. So no, not yet. Not yet. This is from about a week ago. They are not considering increasing the price of the games, but you better go ahead and start getting it ready for that too. Just be ready for that to happen and don't complain if it does happen, because I mean, we're sitting here trying to tell you guys this is your future. This is why I bought 2 of these things. That's why I future-proof myself. And remember, I told you all the truth, which is I'm not going to buy the next Xbox console. I'm not going to buy a PS6. I'm done with console gaming as far as purchasing consoles. All right? Now, somebody wants to go out of their way and buy an old man the PS6. I'll take it. I'll accept it. I'll appreciate it. And I'll love you for it. But I'm not going to buy one because I already knew that, one, prices were going to go up. And I might as well go ahead and get me a shout out to Capono. I'm really thinking about getting a 3070 or 3080 or a 7900 XT RDNA 3 card. I'm really thinking about that. So we'll just have to wait and see how that works out. But yeah, so my Pro, and you can't see up here, it literally says it's disc-free console. So this is just the digital version of it. I don't have the disc in here. And it says 4K 120 HDR. So when I saw Moore's Law is Dead, shout out to Moore's Law is Dead, talking about them adding like 10 different resolutions to it, 1080p, which I believe that's what they're going to do. People have asked me about Grand Theft Auto 6. I've already told you where I stand on that. It will be 60 frames per second through PSSR. It may, however, be 1440p or 1080p. I never said it was going to be 4K 60. I said it will be 60 through PSSR, and they may source it. Because remember, the base source is what? The base source is 864p. That's where Alan Wake 2 is, okay? So they will take the base, which could be 900p, and upscale it the same way, because they have FSR 4 in this box, okay? This is in this machine. This is in the machine. This has been confirmed by AMD and Mark Cerny with Sony. So FSR 4 is going to take that base resolution and upscale it. This is why I don't go back and forth with these small-ass, bitch-ass made PC guys, because they will sit up there and brag about DLAA and DLAA, DLSS, FSR3, FSR2, they brag about it because what they're doing is they're saying, okay, I'm going to take the base resolution. Let's just say they put it at 1080p. And if they put it at 1080p, what then happens is that base resolution, no matter if they're using DLSS or FSR or DLAA, it takes it and it says, okay, I'm going to get you as close to the native resolution of your monitor or TV. My monitor is 1440p, so I can take a 1080p image, pixel image, and say, okay, whoosh, we're going to push it up, okay? And that's what I do when I play my game. So you're looking at Mass Effect over there. That's a 1080p picture upscale to 1440p through the use of the upscaler that's in the system. I think it's DLSS. So I'm not, but it's just going to automatically do the upscaling. So it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. What's up, Ghost of New Orleans? So how you doing, bro? And so don't get caught up in it. You know, they're going to be, because their next thing that the PC community is hoping for, fingers crossed, is that Grand Theft Auto comes out and it's 30 frames per second. Because again, they cannot believe that Grand Theft Auto 6 was on a base PS5. Like, they can't believe it. They're shocked that that was on a base PS5. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So you wish they would extend the console generation to 2030 and release a Sony mobile handheld. Well, the portable, isn't that what it's called? The PS Portable, isn't that a handheld? How come you all, I'm asking, how come you all don't count the Portal? Is it the Portal or Portable? The PS5 Portal, the PS Portal, why do you all not count that as a handheld? Because that's what it is. I mean, I played Helldivers with people shout out, look, if you all early ad, me and J-Dub, we're going to throw down on some Helldivers this weekend. So if you want to join us, contact us online, whether it's through the PlayStation or through Twitter, through Blue Sky, because me, J-Dub, and Porter Rock were on Blue Sky, so you can contact us through there. And Blue Sky is Twitter that it's not as toxic. If you want to know what Blue Sky is, it looks just like Twitter, but it's not as toxic. So, so you all can do that if you want to. But this is me saying to you all, because I haven't played Helldivers 2 in months. Like, I haven't played it in months. Like, what I do is I set the game up and I will send out invites. I will send one to J-Dub. And if two other people want to join, make sure you contact us, okay? We're glad that there's a lot of people having trouble playing own games on the Portal away from home. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, again, I don't have one, so I'm not. So you're saying that it doesn't work well? Okay. I mean, they're selling a whole lot of them. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Ghost of New Orleans, says he thinks Rockstar might do 30 FPS for the double dip, get people to buy a PS6 copy for the 60. Oh, well, I don't think they'll do that, but I could see that happening. And I will say this, even if I'm wrong, and I will come out and stand corrected. You see what I'm saying? I have no problem coming out and saying, hey, look, I got this wrong, all right? Even if it's 30 frames per second, I can only speak for myself. I'm still going to buy it. So again, that's just me. That is me, okay? Blue Sky is a safe haven. No, it's just another mobile app that I use. So, and I don't use it as much as I use Twitter, but I follow a lot of sports and things like that. Like I follow ESPN and Fox Sports. That's what my Blue Sky mostly is. So, but it is. I mean, it's very easy just to come home and click the Twitter link instead of the Blue Sky. So, also game has Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, I heard that game is not optimized very well, even on the Pro. I don't know if that's true or not. But, so we kind of went over this morning Sony's report, and the PC community is upset about that report because when they see Sony making money, they're less likely to do day and date on PC, which you have to remember. We have a new group of people in charge at PlayStation, and they told you what their outlook was. They said nothing about day and date on PC, did they? Did they say anything about PC being day and date? Because see, that's what's going under the radar, is that they are not going to do PC day and date. And because if they would have, this is a brand new group, brand new management group, all right? And they are not going to do it. You know, like Roy D. Mercer said, not going to do it. So, and again, because they've set their fiscal outlook for the entire year till next March. So this year, they're not doing it. Now, could that change next year? Absolutely. But we're right back where we were before this. They're not going to do it. Okay? They're not doing it. people are getting, and again, they were talking about MAUs. Okay, monthly active users. Sony's been tracking that for years. And people are like, well, Microsoft did this. Yeah, Microsoft did it, and it didn't work. All right, because Microsoft tried to change the way they make money. It's like, you don't understand. You don't get the monthly active users if you don't sell the access, and people didn't buy their consoles. So their monthly active user didn't matter because they didn't sell enough consoles. That's the entry, that's the gateway in to being the monthly active user. I mean, hopefully that makes sense. I'll say it again. If you're going to go by monthly active users, you have to sell the access to get the active monthly user. Period. And like they said, and like you saw the numbers, we saw the numbers. You guys spent more money as monthly active users than you did the year before. And so they're looking at that like, well, we're just going to keep tracking this. So again, this is why I don't do the whole back and forth. If you see me, if you follow me online, and you should, if you see me online, I don't do the back and forth. All right, we have people talking about Nintendo specs. Again, the Switch 2 specs. Why does that matter? Why are the specs still a matter of discussion when Mark Cerny has come up there, who you all say is the second coming, and he literally said the T-flops don't matter. And the PS5 Pro proves it. I can play The Last of Us, Part 1 and Part 2, ultra settings, 60 frames per second on my TV. In order for me to be able to do that on a PC, I have to have a 3070? I need to have a nice CPU. Again, I think for the ultimate settings. I mean, I think wasn't it? I mean, it was ridiculous settings because we did it. It was like, man, this is gonna cost you over $2,000, or you could pay $699 and do the same thing. So what's better for you? Is $699 better? Is the $699 better than the $2,000? Just asking. CBH4 is a lot of PS5 players say offline anyways might be as accurate as it could be. Well, again, when you sign up for the account, the PSN, you're a monthly active user. It is. You're a monthly active user. Like if I sign up for Netflix, I'm a monthly active user on Netflix. Now, if I pause Netflix, I'm no longer a user because my account can't be count. My account will not be part of their final count at the end of the year or the end of the week. So at the end of the day, because I think Netflix, they track every day. And then you have the other thing. You have the fact that like Amazon Prime, which shout out to Amazon Prime. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the Fallout TV show trailer. Once again, Fallout, one of my favorite TV shows. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Love Walter Goggins. Met him down here at Comic-Con about 3 years ago. Well, before the pandemic, he was at Comic-Con. Met the guy. Funny as hell. Just enjoyed talking to him and everything. So I also met Elvira at a Comic-Con. So yeah, that was pretty cool too. My heart's on fire for Elvira. But so if you want to play, and this is just a reach out to the people who want to go ahead and go online and put on their headset and get one man army and call in the B2. That's what me and J-Dub are going to be doing. And so I don't know if Dub's going to be playing on PlayStation or if he's going to be playing on PC. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to work. So that's on him. But we're going to be playing this weekend. So yeah, so if anybody else wants to play, you can go ahead and join us. What's up, El Nini? So he said the bots are going wild on X. Well, like I said, I don't even I'm not even in that swim hardly anymore. Like I got a lot of them blocked. And some of them blocked me. I gotta make that clear. Like D-Batch has me blocked. Brat has me blocked. Don't know why. I've been nothing but nice to Brat. Trying to think who else has me blocked on there. Of course, the whole RDX group has me blocked. Colt Eastwood, they all have me blocked. So I don't see what they're saying, and my timeline has cleared up. As soon as I blocked Jay Fonz, he blocked me. And again, all that toxic bullshit that they were on, I don't see it anymore. But again, that's good for me. Let's go. Now, I know D-Batch, I mean, according to multiple people, shout out to D-Batch, he has kind of turned over a new leaf and he's just reporting on gaming, but because of his association with RDX, he don't get a pass. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying not to listen to him because I listen to his podcasting. I listen to it. But I am not gonna, I'm not gonna let somebody live down 12 T-flops and 52 CUs. I'm Gen X. We don't do that. We don't do that in Gen X. All right? We go up in you. So either they can come out and say, and maybe he has come out and apologized for saying some of the stuff he was saying back in the day. Maybe he has. I'm not saying he didn't. But ultimately, I blocked a lot of that stuff, and I got blocked myself. I deserved it. Like I said, that Erica Cuts for the Win blocked me. I deserved it. I had it. I earned that block. Okay. Kofi, I think, blocked me. But again, those two clowns said that Spider-Man had been downgraded. Like they literally lied. So, and I got it. Yeah, I'm blocked. That's fine though. I'm not mad that I'm blocked because I'm not going to partake in a conversation with people who are talking about 12 T-flops and 52 CUs, and we're still trying to find them. Like, I bought an Xbox. You all know that. I bought an Xbox. I looked for the 12 T-flops and 52 CUs. I couldn't find not one. And I asked you all where they are, and you all don't know where they are. So somebody owes me 12 T-flops and 52 CUs. So that made me mad. So D-Rex says it Fallout and Twisted Metal. Yeah, I haven't seen Twisted Metal. I have heard good things about it, but Fallout for me personally, loved it. Loved every episode of it. So maybe the first episode was hokey, but I loved most of those episodes. And also Andor ended yesterday. My God, that was so good. And I recommend that you all watch that entire series. It's 2 seasons. And season 2, they tell it in 4 blocks. Each block represents 1 year. It is fantastic. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. So the gaming generation, I'll close it with this. The gaming generation for me started when that girl, the epic demo, the epic Unreal Engine demo. Everybody knows the demo I'm talking about. That the generation started when I saw that. That's when I really got excited about the generation because I'm like, oh my God. And shout out to the late, great, fantastic Optimus Code who really, pulled me to the side. I'm telling the true story here. And was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, man, you're right about a lot of these things, but a lot of people aren't ready to hear this yet. A lot of people think their platinum trophies do matter. They don't matter. It's like when a black woman says my degree matters. No, it does not matter. Your degree does not matter. So, because again, you're not doing infrastructure jobs. You're not doing the plumbing. You're not doing any maintaining of the society that you're in. You don't do the police work. You don't do the firefighting. You don't do it. So, so your degree is you sitting in a building doing nothing except what? What are you doing? On the phone typing? Fuck out of here. But, this generation for me started then, and I have not been disappointed in this generation. So I can't we can't in one breath say that there are no games, but then Sony's game revenue increased. So does that make any sense to you all? Again, game revenue increased, but people are telling you there are no games to play. The same podcasters, the MBGs, the Marlin Gaming Nations, the ones who just 3 months ago were complaining that there was no games are now podcasting telling you we eating good out here. Again, same guys. This is why I'm blocked. Because I call the bullshit out, right? I call it out. And you have people saying, well, I'm passionate. Nah, you grifting. You grifting. Because a passionate person would be able to say, there's plenty out here for people to nibble on. Okay, whether it's MLB The Show, whether it's Helldivers 2, whether it's Tomb Raider, I'm just saying, whether you like whether you like horror games, you got Silent Hill, you got all these damn zombie games. I didn't know I could play DayZ. I think that was called DayZ. I didn't even know that game was free. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had access to that game. So I am simply saying to you all to look at remember I said you got to do the reading. Because I don't get caught up in the emotional blue pill BS of some of these guys. But ultimately, they didn't tell you all the truth. They did the ginning up for views and super chats. That's just we got to call a spade a spade. And that's exactly what has happened here. Okay? They literally told you all things were bad, things are falling apart, we don't have no games, only to now turn around and say to the same people, well, we got plenty to play. There's plenty. We got games coming out like Mind's Eye, you got games coming out like Mafia, you got games. Again, these are different games for different types of people. But I'm buying these games. So I told you all, shout out to you all for supporting the Mafia game. Be getting that. Because y'all paid for y'all super chats, y'all donated, paid for half of it. Shout out to you guys. I will be playing the game. I will stream the whole game. That's the promise I made for you all. And that's what I'm going to do. So, promises made, promises kept. That's what I like to do. So shout out to Donald Trump. Promises made, promises kept. So at the end of the day, what are we going to do here is you all have to make a decision whether you believe the generation has been good, it's just been kind of or it's been bad. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of people say, well, there's a whole lot of remasters. Well, Hip Hop Gamer went on Marlon Gaming Nation's show and said, quote, this is the generation of remakes and remasters. He flat said it. Only for Marlon to turn around and act like he didn't say it and then turn around and say something to the effect of, well, they're remastering the games we don't want. It's like, nah, Negro, you don't want them. You only speak for yourself. I'm enjoying my remaster and remake of The Last of Us Part 2. I'm enjoying it. All right? I like it. So he doesn't speak for me. He only speaks for himself. Speaks for his family, but he don't speak for me. MBG's the same way. But we got games like MLB The Show we can play. We have games like Mind's Eye coming. And these are new IP because the next question was, where are the new IPs? Mind's Eye is a new IP. The Mafia game is a new IP, granted a continuation of a series, but it's a new IP. And that's for this Death Stranding 2. Pretty sure Death Stranding 2 is a new IP. Somebody, if I'm lying, I'm flying. All right? So, also, isn't Ghost of Yote coming out? Yes. And I know I've named a bunch of games, and you all, and then we have the Mario game coming out and the Donkey Kong game coming out. So we got new hardware. And you have a hit TV show, and The Last of Us Part 2 is doing very well. We got the Fallout show coming. So we're doing well. I'm saying I want you to try to take a step back and try to do the reading. That way, when you hear these cats telling you stuff, you can say, man, that's bullshit. That's what I do. Man, that's bullshit, man. Yeah, it's 50. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so Mind's Eye's around 50. Mafia is 50. So yeah, I'm fine. And I'm still trying to finish Stellar Blade. I'm still trying to finish Resident Evil 4. I'm still trying to finish Assassin's Creed Mirage and Shadows. So all that is still part of what in my backlog. And I'm going to be playing Helldivers this weekend online. So guys, I will be putting on a headset and calling in the B2. Even though somebody was like, I'm going to call in the airstrike. I said, oh, no. I'm going to call in the airstrike. I call in all the airstrikes. So, but ask yourself, are you going to buy Mind's Eye? Are you going to buy the Mafia game? Are you going to buy Ghost of Yote? Are you going to buy Death Stranding? Did you buy any Xbox games that came over? Indiana Jones, Forza. Are you buying those games? Starfield is coming. So is Halo. All that. We got Outer Worlds 2 coming. So you got a bunch of stuff coming. Pause. You got a bunch of stuff that's going to be available for you to play. So anyone blocking me is soft. Well, I was pretty rough, so I gotta take the heat too. I'm not a victim. I'm not saying that none of it's my fault. Like I said, the Erica Cuts for the Win block, I deserved it because she was talking about Spider-Man had been. She said Spider-Man had been downgraded, and then she went to a sale on Black Friday, and she complained that there wasn't a whole lot of stuff there that was for sale. I said, "Oh, are you saying that the?" I said, "Oh, so are you saying that the Black Friday sale was downgraded too?" You know, and then she blocked me, which again I deserved it. You know, I deserved it. With Kofi, I said that on his epitaph, which is the writing on the tombstone, that I said on his epitaph, it's going to say, said Spider-Man was downgraded. Like I said, that was going to be on his tombstone. So yeah, I got blocked. I deserved it, right? I deserved it. Yeah, lost. I didn't even mention Metal Gear lost. So I want you all to decide, is this a good generation or not? Now, you can always say, well, I'm not going to play those games. That's fair. You can even say, well, the games are not any good. Fine, that's your opinion. That's fair. But what you cannot say, what is untrue, is you saying something to the effect of there's nothing to play. Okay? We didn't even mention MLB The Show. We didn't mention Madden. We didn't mention college football. We didn't mention none of that. That's available. I got up this morning at 6:30, played college football. So this is this is all there for everybody to see. And I think some of these dudes are corny. You know, I think they're sorry. Yeah, I do. So Death Stranding 2, that's coming out in a couple more weeks. Lost Souls Aside, right on my birthday. Borderlands 4. So I'm not gonna buy Borderlands 4. Ghost of Yotei I'm buying. So yeah, and Madden and college football. So I'm set for the rest of the year. I'm set. As you kids would say, I'm Gucci for the rest of the year. So, but that's all I had for you guys. Just wanted to touch base with you. It was on 60 frames, no lag. Make sure you all check that out. Porter Rock did another Yeoman's job. And so make sure you check that out. Also, Sick Humor did a podcast yesterday. Another good one. I think J-Dub jumped on there for a little bit. So did, I can't think of his name now. Oh, man, but they had a good podcast yesterday. I listened to it. I almost jumped on, but I was watching Andor. So, and that's why I pushed this podcast to this morning, because I'm like, Andor was the last 3 episodes. It is so good. It was so good that I'm like, man, y'all got to watch it. Just make sure y'all watch it, okay? But all right, then, I'm going to jump. I'm going to bounce. Like I said, I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. So I'm going to go to a movie, go get something to eat. And you all take it easy, take care, and keep it gaming. Deuces.